Welcome to tonight's show. We have an interesting show ahead with some interesting footage to look at from games and another special part we'll get to later. Welcome, Nicky. We had a wet weekend with some great soccer played over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a very wet weekend, Aidan, and it was, well, from what I hear, it was great soccer. I picked probably the worst game of the weekend to go to. It was the Gorey Leinster Senior Cup game, the 1-8-0. I think they sent down an over 35s team, so it's actually a waste of an afternoon for me.
It would be good for Gorey to get back to winning ways. Sounded like a simple game for them, so maybe we leave that at that. We'll move straight into the Premier. Shamrock Rovers and North End, 5-0 to North End. Were you surprised at the result?
Obviously, you would be surprised. Like, Rovers still a massive club. I didn't expect Rovers to get out of the game going down. Just especially what we're after hearing and seeing from North End. Rovers, as we all know, Ken is in there and he's rebuilding. He was without a couple of the younger players. Dapo wasn't around. I think he just headed off to England for the weekend. Rafi was injured. Alan O'Connor wasn't around. So they'd be big enough losses. Hopper didn't last too long in the game, but he came off injured. But from what I hear, North End were absolutely outstanding on the day. So they wouldn't be happy. I
was at the game myself. I have to say, I'd say it's probably one of the most impressive displays I've seen in Wexford soccer in a long, long time, especially by one man, Paul Spot Murphy. He was just, in that first 45 minutes, he was unplayable. His goals were top-notch, a free kick. The second goal, you think he might have took one too many touches, but he was just calm, composed and buried it. And one part of the play for Owen Rhodes' goal, Owen Rhodes scored a great chip. It was just a simple kick out, but Paul actually called Owen where to go, where he was going to put it from when he won the header. Got up, won the header straight into Owen's pat, and Owen was unbelievable with the finish. Just all game, Paul was telling people where to go. He was pulling the strings. They were very exceptional. Second class, another player was really impressed with Kyle Dempsey in the centre midfield. Not somewhere where you used to see Kyle playing, usually up front or on the wing, but he was in a centre in a 4-4-2 with Alan Rhodes. He was really impressive. Everything went through him. So it's even hard to say where Rovers, people may look at and think Rovers were poor. It's hard to say because in that first 45 minutes, North End were excellent. Second half, Rovers did get a bit closer to him, and young Dara Harris actually came on, I think, for the last 15-20 minutes. He was very impressive.
Yeah, I spoke about Tara last week. Tara's a good chap.
He was held a stretch North End, but from what I've seen, I think a lot of people might be wasting their time with regards to the Premier League. From what I've seen, I think they're 7 points ahead of last year's champions, 5 points ahead of Fort Celtic. They have a big game this weekend in the FAI. I actually think the rest of the league need them to win it, because if they don't win that, no one is going to be chasing them. We need them in the outside competitions.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say go that far with it, and that they're going to be that far ahead. Like Crossabeg struggled last year. Rovers are struggling this year. Bunclody have only just been promoted, so they've had a nice run start to the season. Obviously, Denny is coming in, all guns blazing. He's big boots to follow, and John Goggin. So he had to get off to a real good start, and I'm damn sure he's kind of looking at the first lot of fixtures, thinking they wouldn't be the worst. They'll have tougher tests. They'll have obviously they'll have the Mind, the Gorey, Ferns, Fort Celtic to come in the next few weeks. So look, it'll be interesting to see. But look, they are going to get stronger. In squad wise as well, so there'll be tougher tests out there.
If I hadn't seen them playing, I might agree with you, but honestly, they were super impressive now, and the players were missing. I think to have Craig McCabe wasn't in the squad to come back, Gary Delaney wasn't in the squad, Adam Beery wasn't in the squad. They've savage players to come back, and Robin Dempsey actually looked back to his best as well. So
look, I'm definitely not doubting their ability, and what you would expect from him, and from Denny as well. Like, I'm sure they were hurting from last week, so I'd say that they would definitely from last season, should I say, with Gorey beating them. So I'd say they'd definitely be hurting this year, and few of them kind of coming towards maybe the end of their careers. They'll definitely want to go out on a high, and I'll go on you if your word, if they played that good.
Yeah, look,
who knows, they could go all the way in Wexford and one of the outside competitions.
Yeah, I would tip them to go far in them too, because they looked hungry. They look like they're really back interested in it, and I think maybe not winning the league last year hurt them. So
you're saying John didn't do a great job then last year?
Never said such thing, no. Denny Hardy might, all right. Look, we move on then from the Premier to there's only the one game in the Premier because majority of teams are in the LFA first round. We have footage here of the goals from the St. Pat's Crossabeg game, thanks to St. Pat's of Carlo for the footage.
Yeah, the VO cameras, it's savage quality there, isn't it? The lads brought it down to from Carlo with him down to Crossabeg, and it's a great job.
Yeah, when we were watching that, we just run through the rest of the results. We Fort Celtic continued their great start to the season, 4-0 home in against Tullamore. Hanover had a walkover against Cora. Mullingar 3-0 again. Coraclaw, sorry, that was a walkover as well. Tom Brack had a great win up in Dunshaughlin, 4-0. Glenbarnton actually had a great win at home to Mark Celtic, who will be a good side. The Mine had a good win in extra time, 2-1 to Monksland. Bunclody beat Park Celtic 6-0. Surprisingly, Bridge Rovers here in Wexford gave Ferns a walkover, which was a bit of surprise to me. Adamstown gave MP FC a walkover. Clubon gave Mullingar a walkover. Clay beat Campile 5-2. Shelburne actually got a walkover off Birdtown. And St. Joseph, an impressive win again. St. James's with Desi Maiden still playing, scoring 2 goals, I think, from.
Yeah, Desi's back after his exploits with Islegate hurling, but yeah, look, it's for me the thing that sticks out. It's disappointing to see so many walkovers in it. No, I can't say a whole lot. We only, when I was involved with Rovers, a lot of time we only used it to get us free weekends ourselves. But like, you would be a little bit disappointed seeing so many walkovers in, especially clubs at home, giving clubs a walkover. So. Yeah, sure. Look, a lot of clubs will move on into the next round of Leinster Junior, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
look, and that was an impressive win by Crossabeg, who, after a bad start against Ardenne, have 2 wins in a row, so they'll be looking to keep that going. We move on to Division 1 now, where again we had a disappointment of a walkover. All Blacks giving Ardenne the walkover. It was disappointing to see, and then Gorey continued their start in that with a 3-1 win against Rosslare.
Yeah, well, look, sure, you start with the All Blacks, like. It's very, very disappointing to see All Blacks given a walkover, especially in Division 1. Like, they should be competing at the very top of that league. They're definitely capable. Don't know what's going on down there, but you'd like to see them coming back together and putting a run in it, because they're more than capable of competing at the top side of that. And Gorey, like, they're a big club up there. We said it last week. It's a good win for them, a great start. 3-1 at home to Rosslare Rangers. They'd take that every day of the week. Yeah, Gorey look like they're going to be the team to beat in that division, in fairness. It's a great win against Rosslare. You tipped Courtown last week and they haven't kicked the ball yet. But no, look at Gorey they've gotten they're strong, and look, it will come down. They'll have a major say in it. But once it settles, everything settles down. Yeah, we're going to have footage here now from Clubon as they took on the 4-Star Pizza Challenge this week with Willie Murphy taking it on.
Willie Murphy taking on the 4-Star Pizza Challenge for Clubon. That one at all up there, I couldn't get it.
So Nicky, we had Willie Murphy there with 30 attempts this week on the challenge.
Yeah, 6 behind Sean Duffy, Ross Celtic. Sean 24 last week, so 30 attempts still is not a bad effort, is it?
And you got a cracker there in the top right, in fairness to him.
Yeah, so into the little pizza box. So look, it's a great setup. Hopefully 4-star Pizza might give the winners a few free pizzas or something.
Yeah, and thanks to Kilbon for having us out there. Move on into Division 2. Enniscorthy United beaten 4-1 by Rathnure. The two usual men scoring for Rathnure, 2 from Shane Lawler and 2 from Stephen O'Reilly. For Celtic, 5-1 winners again, Wexford Celtic, and Kilmore 2 wins in a row now with a 3-1 win again Kilkenny.
Yeah, Enniscorthy United would be probably disappointed with it, but Rathnure they definitely look very strong, don't they? Yeah. They've started the season off great. United would be a little bit, as I said, disappointed after coming down the division. So that division's starting to settle, and it looks like the Rathnure could be the team to beat in it. Yeah,
with 2 men scoring goals like that, anyway, you'd have to tip them to win it. We on to TJ Murphy's Division 3, and this week we had Cumall and Celtic losing out to Gorey Celtic 3-2. It's a great win for Gorey, in fairness. And Enniscorthy Town losing 4-1 to Timon, and Ilgate losing out to Shamrocks 3-2, who are looking good at the top of that table as well. And then our feature game this week was the Fastnet v Mine game.
Yeah, that league looks like it could be tight, even though Fastnet look quite strong. They're after winning their 3 out of 3, but if they continue to keep that up, obviously they might pull away. But a lot of the other teams, it looks like there's very little between any of them from Fastnet down. Like Rovers and the Mine drew the week before, and the Mine were unlucky not to get a result down in Fastnet. From what we hear, a great finish by Camille there for the Mine. So
there was Boblin coming over to him there.
Yeah, it was a good finish in fairness to him.
Yeah, look, we said in the first show, I think, that this was going to be a division where anyone could beat anyone any week. And Enniscorthy Town looked like they might struggle in it, but the rest, I think, they can all beat. Another good finish there.
Yeah, Jack Murphy got that one there for Fastnet. Great finish. The chap in the goal, I don't think normally plays in the goal, so maybe a goalkeeper might have come out and smothered him. But and this is another great finish as well by Dylan O'Brien. So a couple of nice finishes in that game.
It's great to see a club like Fastnet back in the league and going strong with the 2 teams this year, and seem to be really going to fight for promotion in this division. So it's good to see them back in it.
100%, it's good to see him, and I know their B team are battling away down the 5th division as well. So I'm glad I'm not managing anymore, that I wouldn't have to be travelling down to Fastnet.
Yeah,
it's such a distance to travel down, but you'd be quicker getting to Dublin.
Another great finish there by Michael Ivers.
Yeah, especially on his left side. The keeper was very brave there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
To come out, even though he didn't smother the ball. But
Michael's a young chap, but he's super talented. He could be one to watch. I think he could break into the Mine first team in the next season or 2.
Yeah, so here's Conor O'Brien running.
Conor.
Yeah, Conor. He mightn't be happy with his first touch on it, but he took the ball the second time and a bit of the man.
Look, Mine beat him. Have been struggling the last couple of years to get a team. In fairness, Kieran Neal has come in, and Willie Brown there last year and with him, so they've put a good squad together now this year. They were missing, I think, a couple from that game with the GA and all, but when they get everyone back, they'll be strong in that division as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Tootsie there, number 7 for the Mine that time. He's another player who could definitely play a higher level. Like and
he'll be looking to get back into the first team. Yeah.
Definitely.
They'll be disappointed with that, conceding direct from a corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course you would be. It was a shocking goal to give away, to be honest with you. Scored by Andy Kennedy. So look at Fastnet will be happy, because that will be one of their tougher tests. A dirty wet Sunday, and to come out with a 3-2 win, they'll be delighted.
Yeah, 3 games in, the 14 goals scored. You can't argue with that, in fairness.
No, definitely not.
So nearly got another one here direct from a corner. He was unlucky, actually.
Yeah.
Just went over at the bar.
I'm
talking to the lads, it was a good game. The Mine were a little bit disappointed they didn't get something out of it. And
you not at the?
No, I was at 2 games. I got very wet last Sunday, let me tell you. Now we have our first guest on the show, and we have Tony Doyle, CEO of Wexford FC. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Thanks, Aidan.
How are you, Tony?
Nicky, thanks.
Look, we'll get straight to it. And the first question I want to ask you is why get involved with Wexford FC when you did?
Yeah, good question. I suppose, look, I'd been approached by a number of people to get involved to try and help, I suppose, move the club along from a commercial perspective, and bring in new blood to try and help develop the game. The club had been kind of struggling for quite some time, as you know, in all the divisions, and in particular the academy. So that was probably the biggest project to take on. But obviously I didn't have the skill set to do that. So the key was to bring in people with those skill sets. And, thankfully they've done a fantastic job. And, as you can see, we're flying in the academy. We're probably joined top in one and, averaging top three. And like there were a lot of, I suppose one of the things that kind of irked me about it was, I think there was something like 51 Wexford kids playing League of Ireland football outside of Wexford.
That figure, yeah.
And and there's so much talent in the county. And I suppose the biggest thing we had to do was, like, this should be a Wexford FC academy. This should be for Wexford players. I accept you'd have certain players coming in from outside areas, and you'll always get an element of that. But I think we brought the vast majority of them back into the club, and I'd say there's probably about 80%, give or take, players in the academy now from Wexford.
That's good.
Yes, yeah, it's a big number, so it is. And just to bring you back a little bit, have you always had an interest in football, or was this kind of just something that landed on you and you just kind of said, oh, I might be interested in going down this route? Yeah,
I suppose Southampton v Man United 1976 is my first memory of football, the FA Cup final. We lost. But yeah, I've always been interested in gouging every week, looking up results and whatever. So there was always an interest. And I said I've been involved a bit with the Enniscorthy Town, helping them out on a project at one stage as well.
So would you say the job is bigger than you thought, or not maybe as time consuming as you thought it would be?
It's quite time consuming. But look, it's like anything. You once you see results, it drives you on. And as I said, we brought some really, really good people into the club with fresh ideas. We have coaches there now that are second to none. Fantastically qualified coaches, and so the kids that are coming to Wexford FC are getting, they're being looked after properly.
Yeah.
You brought in John Galkin. I think his title is head of football. So maybe just explain to us what is John's role within the club?
Yeah, so basically, head of football, director of football, whatever it is, he runs the footballing side of the club. So everything channels down through John.
And would he be kind of picking the coaches then for the underage teams and all, or is that kind of a committee thing? Or
yeah, so basically, as he would work closely with the head of the academy, and they would basically discuss the pros and cons of different scenarios. And obviously John would be involved in supporting James Keddy, the first team manager, as well, whenever James looks for it.
Yeah. Obviously, was it a big job trying to get John to down tools from North End to Yahin, or did he kind of buy into the project? Because in fairness to him, a man with his experience and what he's won and done with North End, and for somebody to try and build a bridge between the junior clubs and the senior club in the county, I think it was a great appointment.
Yeah, look, it was a game changer, and it was vital that we got him in, because I suppose there was such a disconnect over between Wexford FC and Peter Doyle has come in, head of infrastructure. Eileen Mullett is involved, the club secretary, and like there's a wealth of experience after coming into the club, which has made a massive difference.
There was probably always a disconnect between the clubs, the Ladies League, the Wexford Football League, and the Schoolboys League. How have you went about addressing that, or have you addressed it, or is that still a work in progress? Yeah,
so on the women's side, Aidan, the women are coming back to in with the men from next season, and they'll be playing
under the one bracket,
under one brand, Wexford FC. Yes, yeah, and so look, we're working with. We want to engage more with clubs, obviously, because that's key. If the grassroots and League of Ireland club aren't working together, the county's going nowhere. And I suppose it's a kind of a bee in my bonnet on this one, because but I said, look, I think Wexford FC have to lead this, because I know there were a lot of issues in the past, and I think if we work smartly together, we're going to bring in more coaches. We've invested heavily in the academy this year, like frightening sums of money but we have to do it, because we have to make sure we get the best coaches in, and we'll be sending an open invitation to coaches of all the clubs in the county to come to training sessions, and we can have a coach to coach session, and obviously then as there's a lot of brilliant parents giving up their weeks and nights, rain nights, and to be fair, I think they need support. So even for if our coaches basically put together a program for them, just to help them out. And because, I mean, the beneficiaries here are the kids, and that's why we're all doing this.
Yeah, it's. I think it will be a great initiative from you guys, and I always like that when I see people taking something by the, for want of a better word, the balls, and going ahead and doing stuff. Like it'd be great if the clubs did come in and buy it and look at what the coaching and what is available to them there nowadays. Because I know myself, when I started off, she wouldn't have a clue, and we would have played football all our lives, but still coaching is a completely different setup, like, isn't it?
Yeah. And look, you're based down in Ferrycarrig, but like you were saying, you want to get into communities and get it right across county and get everyone involved. Is there any plans maybe to put a presence maybe in the four bigger towns in the county, or is that something maybe down the line?
A presence in what respect?
That people can see, like if you're in Escarry now, you wouldn't know Wexford FC.
Yeah,
is kind of there, like you know. I think it's
yeah.
maybe it's Ferrycarrig. Not going to say the wrong place for it, but it's the right place because it's perfect grounds. But maybe there's a need to get a presence in each of the towns. That
and there is, and you know, I think as you know, there's the difficulty is facilities in, because you know it's the clubs are, you know, I mean, that's the biggest thing we have to as a county. That's the biggest job we have to do, is to have correct proper facilities. In relation to the presence, not just in the big towns, part of it, you know, should be going out to clubs, looking at a training session, so we can take them out and let the coaches do their piece. But I think there has been involvement where, you know, they can't get to every club, obviously, because we just don't have the bodies. But we are looking to increase the number of coaches for next year. So we'll definitely do our best.
Yeah, and there's something I think soccer is very poor at, the GA are very good at, is into the schools. Is there any plan to go into the schools?
Yes, there is. We've employed a full-time, basically community officer is the easiest way to describe it, Mark Ross. And Mark will be getting involved in you know, football for all, wheelchair football, but obviously getting into the schools as well, and helping out from that front. So there's a lot to be done. But look, as we get stronger, we'll basically have the ability to, I suppose, put more resources into that. Yeah,
you said earlier about the cost of the underage, and you said there about Mark's role now, which is going to probably cost a few pounds. How is it all funded, or?
Yeah, so look, we've been very lucky. We've got funding from Healthy Ireland, and Wexford County Council have supported us. But I have to say, I've had a lot of dealings with Wexford County Council over the last 12 months, and Tom Enright, Carol and their team, they've been absolutely fantastic, and they're definitely up to helping Wexford football move to the next level wherever they can help.
That's very good to hear.
And even on the ownership of it, and like obviously it's a members owned club, like, so like obviously the more members that you can get in to buy in, obviously generates more money as well for the club to generate.
Absolutely, Nicky. So it's basically shareholding. So the club is owned by individuals. There's about 95 of them currently. Now, Sligo have a similar scheme up there, and they've got maybe 500-600. We're a bigger footballing county, so the whole idea is that we want people to become shareholders effectively, and there's other benefits that they'll see online on our website from that. But I think it gives them a say in what's happening. So, you know, as an AGM coming up, people can voice their opinions and concerns and issues, and you know, so that's really it's something that we want to drive big time, because I think, you know, I think it is important as a League of Ireland club. Like it would be a shame, for example, for Wexford not to have a League of Ireland club.
Oh yeah,
because but at the same time, you know, the disconnect is there. Now, I have to say that has changed dramatically over the last 6-8 months. I mean, there's been a lot of buy-in from clubs, I suppose. You know, even yourselves probably wouldn't have been invited to something like this. So I think, look, we're going the right way, and we've a long way to go. But as I say, we have a proper business structure, a commercial team. We've got a really good management team, and that's making all the difference.
So the structures are there to succeed on and off the field?
They have to be. I mean, it comes down to kind of commercial reality of any business. We're not in it to make money. So basically, we're technically a non-for-profit organisation. So there's no one shareholders, they're shareholders, but they don't receive dividends, right?
Yeah.
So the whole idea of this is we want to keep getting the club financially stronger, and it's important that we're supporting, like we did say, for example, we brought in the senior rep of the Department of Sport to speak to clubs around applying for grants and the do's and the don'ts and bits and pieces. So we just need to do more of that, and we will do a lot more of that.
And on the field, the club nearly had its biggest result 13 minutes away from it last Friday night down in Cork. I'm sure you were down there.
I was. Yeah, we were, and you know something, we were good for the lead. It wasn't a case that we got a goal and we were hanging on. We probably could have gone 2 up before they scored. But look, I mean, I suppose it's the youngest team in the division. They're part-time. They were up against full-time team. And like, as I said to James after, like, hold your head up, because it was fantastic achievement.
They've really put a good run together the last couple of months, haven't they? Please God, it will be the right time that they can. 5-6 league games left now for the playoff.
So
2 of them I think are this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're playing Bray Derby Friday, and then Longford Monday. So please come out and support us. Both are in Ferry Carrick. So look, we need as much support as we can, because if we could get away, I'm dreaming now, but if we can get away with 6 points there, it puts us really in the driving seat for the playoffs. And we're not far away from 4th, so it's not that we're struggling to be 5th.
Yeah, and last question for you then, Tony. If we do manage to get to the playoffs and win the playoff, is the club ready to go back to the Premier?
That's some question.
That's why I asked that.
It would
I suppose financially, I mean, more than anything.
Well, look, I mean, to be honest with you, our plan is we've kind of have a 3 to 4 year plan.
Yeah, you're kind of if that did happen, you're ahead of it.
You're ahead of it, and you'd have to deal with it. But ideally, you'd be the club would be far stronger by giving us a bit of time, because it's like we're really only in this less than a year.
Yeah.
So we do need more time. But listen, that'd be a lovely problem to have.
Sure would.
Definitely be a lovely problem to have.
Yeah.
And I just wish the lads the best of luck, and hopefully they'll get a big crowd down there over the weekend.
Yeah, look, all the best, and thanks for coming in. I'm sure we'll chat to you again, maybe more in depth about the whole structures and all down there, and just reiterate again that we need a big crowd down in Ferry Carrick both Friday night and Monday night. It could be a massive time for the club. So look, thanks again, Tony, for coming in.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great having Tony in fairness. There was some great insight into the club.
Yeah, look, he gave a detail how the structures and all are going to work down there, and I think the move with the Mark Ross into the community is going to be very interesting. I think it's a big thing to get into the schools. I think maybe in soccer we're lucky that the right man is at the helm down there now at the moment.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's the right man, but it's great for him to give up his time to come in and sit down and have a chat with us about it. Yeah,
look, it'll be good over the next few weeks to have more guests in and find out things that's happening around football and in the county in general. Yeah, we move on then back to the league. We had Division 3A. Newrosstown 4-1 against Bunclody. Standout win there again, I think, was Bree beating Kilteely 4-0. Bree look like they're mean business in that division.
Yeah, they definitely look like the main business. They're flying it. There was a lot of goals scored in that division, and over the next 2 or 3 weeks you'll see the division settling down. You know who's going well and who's struggling, but Bree look like they're going to be one that's heading towards the top of that. Yeah, Division 4 then, Ferns 3-1 against Camolan. Gorey Rangers, their third team, going well as well, beating good win down in Cairn. Would have been a fair old travel for them. And the Balloch looked impressive there, 7-2 against Rossburkin. Yeah, that must have been a belter of a game. 9 goals. Pity Rossburkin conceded 7 of them, but look, it's a good win for the Balloch, in fairness to them, and see Cormack's back as well, picking up a 3-2 win. So yeah, all good. Yeah, move on to Division 4A, Butcher's Best with Wexford Boys beating Ajax, Kilmore and Scar United 1-1, and Ross Celtic beating Josephs, and Bridge Rovers B team beating Camp Isle, and we have footage now from that game.
Hello, I'm Liam Lacey, and today we're playing Camp Isle today in the Division 4A. Boys fought well, we won in the end. It was 3-1 in the end. Scored a cracker, so hope you all get to see that in a while. But no, the lads done well from the start to the finish. I thought we dominated the whole game, and for periods of the game. We didn't look like losing. We were on top all game, and I thought from each player on the pitch now, everyone put in their perfect performance, and I can't complain, Antonio.
I was going Campoyle B team manager. Got bet 3-1 to a strong Bridge Rovers team. Result didn't go our way, but positives is we're 2 wins and just 1 loss. Hopefully we can bounce back next week.
Hi, Dennis Jackman, Bridge Rovers B team. Initial reaction at the end is great because we needed the points, got the points. I thought it was a very good game. I thought could have gone either way. I thought we stuck in really well. We were big, we were brave, and I'm just delighted with the 3 points because it's been a tough few games.
I think we had a contender there for goal of the season from Liam Lacey. It was a screamer, wasn't it?
Yeah, in fairness, it was a great goal, a great finish, and he gave a great interview after. He didn't give Campoyle a kick of the ball in the game, but from what I hear, it was a little bit closer than that. And in fairness to Jack and the lads down there with Campoyle, he's trying to bring through a very young side down there. So in fairness to him, but look, Bridge, they look good. Look strong, and in fairness, it was a great goal.
Yeah, and I wonder, did he get booked for his celebration, taking the top off? Was it a wet day to be taking your top off?
Sure, look, it wouldn't have mattered that he'd been drowned through. There's you always looking for the negative again, looking for a player to be booked. Like, come on, Aidan.
I wasn't looking for a book, I just asked the question.
You've never scored a goal like that, so you're
one or 2 free kicks. I will move on.
So,
definitely time to move on out to Streamline.
You definitely didn't take your top off after you scored a goal.
That's for sure. So the Streamline Technologies Division 5, we had 6 games in this. Castlerock played the first game of the season. Team both of us tipped to do well in this. Made a long journey down to Cork and came away with a 2-1 win. And Tom Brack beating Fastnet 5-2, and we had another 8-goal thriller in that one. Wexford Celtic 7-1 against Camolan.
Game 8-goal thriller. It was 7-1, but no. In fairness,
8 goals in it.
Yeah, it was. Look at it was. It's a 7-1 win, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm interested in seeing how Castledock will do. They had an exceptional good youth team last year. Obviously a lot of them are still underage, so it'll be interesting to see how they come along and progress this year.
And move on then to the under-19s. This is a new thing in the Wexford League the last couple of years. I think Pádraig was saying it might be the strongest set up in it this year. Greentech HQ are sponsoring it. First game was North End and Shamrock Swan all. I'd imagine, looking at both their squads on the app this week, that 2 of them will actually be probably up there challenging for the title in this.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an awkward age, isn't it? Do you know, like lads coming out of the youths and trying to get them to commit. And fair play to Pádraig, because he's the one who's really pushing this under-19 league, and he wants it. Look at it, it's about bridging that step up and trying to keep players playing from the age of 18 through into their 20s. So and by the look of the 2 turnouts on Sunday, I think both squads had 18 players. So you don't normally have that at the youth level. So it's great to see, and hopefully it'll be a keenly contested league. Yeah,
it'll take time to get buying into it, but I think it's definitely needed in the league, because a lot of the lads, when they finish up youths, to give up because they're not really ready for men, or maybe not willing to give up the Saturday night, Sunday morning. So it's good, I think, that it's there. Give them another year playing, that maybe you can attract them then to go up playing the men's teams.
Yeah, definitely. And look at, I suppose you say they're not ready, and at that age, 18, 19, they're after starting to find women and things like that. So it's hard to get them to turn. And if you can keep them playing of a Saturday, because I genuinely think that one of the problems is a Sunday morning. That's why young lads don't play. So if they can keep them using that under-19 league as a bridge to keep them playing of a Saturday for as long as possible, I think it's a great way of keeping young lads in the game.
Yeah, I suppose, chat to Tony, that's about facilities. If we want to move the men's leagues to Saturdays, isn't it? We need to get more facilities around the county.
Oh, 100%, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and to look at the all-weather pitch in Enniscorthy can't come quick enough. The development for the Wexford County grounds, none of that can come quick enough. The sooner the better they're on stream, that you can get as many games played over a week as possible.
Yeah, look, we have massive games coming up in soccer in the county the weekend, no more than the 2 we talked about earlier with Wexford FC, home to twice on the Friday and Monday night, so we want a big crowd getting out to support and the lads there. There's plenty of Wexford lads on that team. And I suppose the big game at Wexford the weekend will be our two former clubs in the Premier League.
Yeah, two of them under new managers, new stewardship. So look, it was a game that I don't know. Could you say you really enjoyed? The build up about it all week was tense, and then the 90 minutes was even tenser. I don't know, is that because you were screaming across the pitch at me or what? But no, look, there were always great games. In fairness, and hopefully Sunday's one will live up to the billing that they have been for a number of years.
I think it will. I think it's a must-win game for both teams. Rovers won't want to lose 3 games on the bounce, and mine lads, if they're serious about winning the league, will have to win it to stay in touch with North End.
Yeah, definitely. Oh well, look at it. It's 100% both win. A must win for both. A draw will do absolutely nothing for either, and a defeat for Rovers, it'll be an absolute disaster, really. Especially with a great win against Campile. Clubs don't be long about losing momentum if they lose 3 or 4 games in a row, and it could potentially become a very, very tough, long season, very, very quick in the season. Des Moines, everything has been good, bar their defeat against Fort Celtic. They bounced back last week with a good win in the Leicester Junior Cup after extra time. So, look at everything is kind of pointing towards Des Moines to maybe get the result, but I'd be hoping that to be a kick out of Rovers, and the lads will have a load of pride in them, and they'll knuckle in and leave a mark on a few of the Mine lads.
Yeah, good man, Nicky. Majority of teams in the Premier this year or this week are out in the FAI. I suppose you have Campine and Ajax, another Premier League game that'll be an interesting one, I suppose.
Well, that's a big 6-pointer down that side as well. And
another big game is at 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in it. North End versus Newark. Played in the semi-final of the Leinster there 2 years ago, so that'll be a massive game for North End. Yeah,
it could be their first big test. First game in the FAI. Obviously competition that North End have always took serious, so it's a tough draw, but at least they're at home, so I'd say that could go either way, but it'll be interesting to see how North End, and if they get all their own way against Newark. If they do, then you can really say these lads are on the ball this year, and it'll be a big test for them this Sunday.
Yeah, look, we've said there's great football on this weekend, so there's no excuse for anyone not to go get a game, so I encourage everyone to get out and watch at least one game this weekend. Thanks, Nicky.
Cheers, Aidan.